Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning. Good morning. And I will never get nobody name up. They was like, is that a wig? What was that? I said, I don't know. I don't do hair. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna say the other women that was in there. Some that the marriage, they was laughing at the gym with me this morning and said, we know you gonna put them hairstyles. I said, I am. So I know, because we got 130. I said, I am. I'm gonna put it up there. Now, one downvote is Liddell or Kansas. I'm not messing with you. But look who they said that was probably. We got Stephen A. Smith attacking her now. Jasmine Crockett.
He's attacking our whole nationality, so it ain't nothing new with him. He's the fastest race. He all that. He let you know who he is. He ain't holding them up.
But he black.
Stephen Miller ain't.
No, Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, man.
I'm talking about Stephen A. Smith. You ain't see how they said to me. Y'all wrong. Y'all wrong. I mean, listen. Hey. Some laugh with you, some laugh at you. They laughed at me plenty of times. I'm laughing too. Shit. But, hey, it is what it is. But, boy, we was rolling. They was like, you gonna put them pictures up? I said, I am. She the one brought up content. She said, they trying to use stuff for content. I said, well, she gave it to me. This what I wanted to say. I was watching one guy. I was looking for his video. And he was talking about, like in Chicago, when they raided the hotel. And I get both sides, not the hotel, the apartment complex. But, and as he was breaking it down, and it was like what they doing is, what they not telling people is, and it's bad on both sides, but these was the ones that the Democrats had, and when they took them to Martha's Vineyard and everything.
Yeah.
What's up?
I just can't fathom that, right? Like, I'm still stuck on, you touch my kids, I'm touching you. It's that serious. And the fact that he's just letting this man skate by, but a dude who does something peaceful, that rallies the community to do something peaceful, right? How often do we see people today get groups of people together, rile them up, and go set them loose? Jed gathered a group of people, got them focused, and did something productive, and he's the fucking monster? This is some bull.
What's up, family? What it do? Oh, my bad, right there. That commercial came right on. Y'all see, I'm paying attention to it. Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing on this lovely cold Wednesday morning?
Wait, did I name this thing wrong? Shit.
Oh yeah, the morning there.
My dumbass. Yeah, I'm fixing it.
Yeah.
Not been sleeping well, can you tell?
Yeah, I see. I've been seeing. I'm like, yeah, he ain't been getting no sleep.
There we go.
But good morning, Deborah O'Neill. Thank you for tapping in, beloved. I ain't going nowhere. I wouldn't let y'all go no. But guess who y'all don't have to see 3 times a day? Otis.
Not today, anyway.
Lovely Deborah Luna is in the building. Hassan Pinchback, how you doing? Thank you for tapping in. Bonnie Vanner coming in. They back in the building from New Orleans, you heard. We got Mama Quill in the building. Good morning, beloved. The lovely Terry Nixon, how you doing? How you doing? Concrete, what it do? Oh, hey, listen. Hey, gas prices is rough right now. The lovely Carolyn Hendricks, how you doing, beloved?
For y'all Northerners.
Andre Holland, how you doing, good brother? Thank you for tapping in. H-Spag, what it do? What it do? And shout out to Jed and his Iron 18, you heard? Loving me. We need love right now, because right now it's downright unacceptable what's going on. The lovely Tasha Lynn is in the building. Elder Golden Child Sharp, how you doing? How you doing? And hit that like button, regardless of what side y'all on. Just hit that like button, you heard? We just need that like button hit. That's all. You know, we out here trying to make people notice us. That's all I can say. We trying to do something to make you feel good. Something spectacular. Maybe you might notice what we doing. And today is council.
I'm trying to have coffee.
Today is council, fam, for sure.
Let me go look that up real quick while you're.
Today is council. It's council. So you know it'll be up. I think it's maybe total 6 things they got to do. It'll probably take about 6 or 7 hours, if I'm not mistaken. But today is council day, so family, you know it'll be up. Y'all will be able to check it out. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all outside, I know it's not as cold as it was yesterday, but just to give us to the warming centers, you might need to have them things running 24 hours. I get it; it can be an influx, but hey, listen, I done seen people out here walking in the cold this morning. I'm telling you, I was on I had went and grabbed a pizza for the game for the championship game Monday. I'm telling you what I saw. It was cold that day, and you know Friday the temperature's finna drop. I think it's gonna be a -8. I wonder what the real feel gonna be like. If it's gonna be a -8, the real feel got to be somewhere around -15 to 20. We're gonna be in the single digits. What up, Tony Terry in the building? He said, Jed, I think we need you here. Oh my goodness. He can't get into that to the NIL deal, Tony. Y'all gonna be all right. Deborah Luna said we almost at 1.5 million. We trying to get to 2 million. You heard? At least 3.
Actually, another piece of good news. Let me pull it up in Creator Studio real quick. We are 9 subscribers short of 3.5 thousand subs. 9 subscribers short.
So. Facts, concrete. Yo, that we working on it. Like I say, we got to work on it. Kobe Fatty, thank you for tapping in, beloved. Yeah, we got to work on it. I hope we can at least put a range for us to get 6,000 subscribers for this. You know, I know.
We're gonna have to spend money on advertising this year.
No, I said subscribers. Y'all for sure. For sure. For sure. You know, just you got to do something to make the people notice us. You got to find we got some spectacular.
I'll start redoing some of the intros as soon as I can find some sleep in my pocket, and then I'll get to work on it.
Oh, for sure. Hey, Deborah, I'm gonna get back on it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna get back on it. I'm gonna get back on it. I'm gonna get back on it for sure. And they ain't been seeing me on it. Demetria Brown, how you doing, beloved? I'm gonna get back to it. Y'all will see me.
Yeah, when Mickey stops getting bounced around like a ping pong ball over Flint, he might have some time.
I'm telling you, nah, I'm gonna have it did. Right now, I'm telling you, going through that dentist, and now I got that did. Now the next step, I got to get 2 of them jokers back replaced. I will be back up to 32, family. That's all I can tell you. I'm replacing what I lost in the back. One at the top, one at the bottom. Getting them replaced.
Got any other surgery scheduled for anytime soon? Shoulder, back, ankle, hip?
No, I'm straight on that. I'm telling you, that tooth pull, Dan, that took me out the game. Trying to tell you, Luana Terry, the lovely Luana Terry. Good morning, beloved. How you doing? Hey, listen, I'm down there like y'all. I'm geek for council. You know what I'm saying? I want to see. I mean, Winters went through the agenda last night. It's council time. You know what I'm saying?
They released the agenda to where you and Winters could see it. I guess they stopped trying to pull that.
The Venus slicked us. She released it on the weekend while we was waiting. It was already released out there.
Oh, damn.
Shout out to Davina.
No.
Still giving stuff, putting the wrong time on there. Because when they having a debate about that, about the schedule, the time schedule,
yeah,
and all the meetings going to say 5 o'clock.
Yep, looking at it right now.
She still ain't fixed it. She still ain't fixed it. Like I said, Winters went over it last night. Good morning, Miss Karaja Smith. She went over it last night. Council will be up. So I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a nightly nip. But me and Winters will when she get back. But you know she going to be in the chat hollering.
Oh, I'm actually looking forward to this one here. Give me a second. Which finance committee? It looks like they're going to talk about future water rates.
Yeah, they going up.
Man.
they they finna shoot through the moon, baby. That's where the future rider is. They're not going down. They're going up. Yeah, Winters was
This
talking.
isn't the ceiling, but the floor.
Yeah, shit. Then in
Well,
China,
for once, that rings true. This is definitely the floor. You're going up.
it's beneath the floor. My
Man,
uncle told me when I said I got something on the floor gone. that's, that's what I'm saying. Good morning, Felicia Martinez, the lovely Felicia Martinez from New Jersey. You heard? By way of the East Coast. I'm just telling you, man. When he's saying they threw out them checks, like I said, they brought when they say you want when you want the deluxe, they brought the deluxe down. They had Miss Rivet was up here. She came up here before her. You had the mayor and you had the attorney general up here. Only one I don't know if came was the mayor to the neighborhood.
the FNU.
Yeah, FNU neighborhood, Flint neighborhood United. So you know what I'm saying? They did bring out some heavy hitters, man. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt of that. They brought out some heavy hitters to try to sell that deal to the community. What's sad is that it was over 100,000 people got poisoned. And you mean to tell me 22,000 or 26 gonna get paid? I mean, like I said, it was talk good. Oh, the money's it's all accounted for. I just bet it is. I just bet it is. Good morning, Michael Cooley in the building. Y'all see my Mississippi people tapping in. You heard?
I will say going to council and using your public speaking time to talk on the water settlement ain't gonna do no good just because council don't control that. I would say thankfully, but you're just getting shafted by lawyers now. But yeah.
Wanda Smith, good morning. I mean, that deal is set on the water. Is really set.
Yeah, but complaining to them about it, they have no power over it. That went through the courts. That's like talking to city council about state police and their operations. Like, council has no control over them. Actually, council don't even really have control over the cops. That's the mayor's purview.
I mean, yeah, all they can do is get you from working in city council.
Mm-hmm.
Had a mayor just put you back where you was at before you came to city council.
I mean, if you screw up enough, as in not arrest someone Liddell wants arrested, well, not Liddell anymore since they're beefing, so we'll say Candace wants arrested. He may put you as a meter maid.
But this is the question I wanted to ask. You know, are they really beefing, family? I want y'all to pay attention to council tonight. Are they really beefing? Or is this some made up stuff? I'm saying, but we'll hear that they beef, and then all you know is it passed 5 votes. So are they really beefing? Is the question I'm asking.
Do personal problems always precipitate non-compliance in terms of votes? So, like, just because Liddell and Judy are beefing, does it mean that they're gonna break the voting pattern?
Hell yeah! When she didn't vote, Judy didn't vote for that 30,000 that you've been voting for. Then she didn't want because she put it out there. Judy was a no vote, and like I say, she been standing on her business. She wasn't giving no money to the co-op grocery store. Good morning, Granny G. Good morning, Blind Intelligence.
Well, it still says Blind Intelligence. So, sorry, reading his comment. Oh, Granny's here.
Yeah, because that's Raphael Bird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why he's saying who that is. That's from a Jackson, Mississippi family. You heard? But I'm just saying. But when you voting my stuff down, new one, you ain't never late, beloved. Thank you for tapping in.
No, you're late.
When you not to me, beloved, you not late, but you on time. It's probably when we finna get to the good stuff. I'm just saying, if you've been like I said, you know, the young lady that put it out there, you know, what it made the Facebook, and what was out there, you know, far as calling Judy. But I'm saying, can that just be smoke and mirrors, and then you get up there? Because if you ain't vote for some of the minds that I felt that was good, that was supposedly helping the community, and I'm steady voting for yours, that would kind of change on how I probably would be doing business with you on council, because ain't it about levering votes, right? You get something for your area, I get something for my area. It can't be we just
I still think they're beefing. Like,
you
I
may
still think Judy's gonna vote with the others because she doesn't like to be on the losing side of a vote, and she just hates Tanya more than she's beefing with Judy or any of the others.
I agree with you, Katie. I gotta agree with Katie on that. She says if they don't vote on leadership and get Liddell out that presidency, they ain't beefing. Facts. Let me see what we got a sponsor. We got a sponsor this morning coming in from Felicia Martinez. You heard? Thank you, beloved. Mickey's Roll Call is sponsored by former press secretary Stephanie Grissom for asking Congress to investigate 47 mental fitness to serve at the press conference where he talked about his baseball career 5 years too late. I mean, listen. Well, you know what? When you go mess with other people, they getting right back at them from when they was when they was coming up with Sleepy Joe. So anything he do, that he set that up. So he got to blame himself on that.
Ow.
Let me see.
Do I not have a burger on my desk?
Blind intelligence, he agree with you. I just want to see is they really, because I'm saying Liddell just not beefing with Judy. She's also beefing allegedly with the mayor. With the mayor, but she's still that fifth vote when he sending stuff up there to get passed.
Yeah, I think there's a reason for that. Like, you can beef with someone on your side, but still, vote with them or work with them, mainly because she's going to need his help to pass some things if she gets reelected. More money because there's more word that more money is coming to Flint to fix X, Y, or Z again, which means more money for nonprofits. This might just be a warning shot to him. Like, I can really screw up some of your stuff if I want to. Start working with me.
Good morning, Yogi G. You may be on to something there. I'm just saying, but don't you? She got to stop something of his, because even if they do vote her out, Katie, if they try to vote her out, they still need another vote. They gonna need somebody from Tanya, JWC, or Dennis, or Jonathan Double J to push who they need. I don't think any of them four over there believe in any of them. So Liddell gonna keep that president seat by default.
At this point, I think those four are mostly checked out on a lot of things. Like, they're still going to try to get some resolutions past X, Y, and Z, but when it comes to leadership, like, I don't think they really care.
I mean, because would you go
three out of four of them are guaranteed not running anymore, from what I've heard. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So why would they care about leadership at this point? It's just going to turn into a gridlock anyway.
Yeah.
You have one person breaking, trying to vote for herself, then you're going to have the four, Judy, Candace, Leon, and LaShawn voting for probably Candace, and you're going to have Tanya, Jerry, Dennis, and Mr. Jarrett all voting for one of them. So now you've got a 4-4-1. You're not changing leadership like that. So
that's the point I'm making, because I don't think them four trust any of them five over there. Good morning, Miss Eunice. Good morning, Yogi G in the building. Like, who can you?
I think it's just a waste of time and utility.
Yeah, because I get it. Who gonna stay there till damn at 7 a.m. until they break corn? It ain't no sense. They know, for one. I'm not saying, this is just my opinion. Don't take this for Tanya. Don't take this. I mean, Councilwoman Burns, for Councilwoman JWC, Councilman Pfeiffer, and Councilman Jared. This is what I'm just saying. If I was in their shoes, there's nowhere in the world I could trust. Just think about it. You think Tanya will vote for Leon or JWC or Dennis? I'm just saying, let's just be honest. Where he gonna get that fifth vote from? Somebody to put him up in there, all the stuff he got on him. I'm just saying allegations. So they not doing that. You ain't gonna get nobody.
Even Neely's side sees that LaShawn can't read and doesn't really pay attention, so they're not going to put her as president, vice president, and hopefully, for God forbid, finance chair. So then they've only got really one choice on their side, being Candace.
That's why that's what I'm saying. We skipped over Liddell. They not going to, Liddell, no, she going to be on there by default.
Mm-hmm.
She going to be still president by default. LaShawn not going to get it. Judy definitely not getting it. Because I'm saying you got to look at people from over here. You already got an incompetent.
LaShawn and Judy, or not LaShawn, Judy, Liddell and Judy already seem to be beefing. So,
no,
of course, she's not going to catch the Liddell vote.
No, I'm saying Judy now. We went through that. I'm saying Judy, we looking at the four over here. Name what four, JWC, Tanya Burns. And like you just said, Judy hate Tanya so much. Tanya definitely wouldn't vote for her.
Yeah,
JWC definitely wouldn't vote for her. Dennis definitely wouldn't vote for her the way she left his ass out there when Liddell did the lie and said he called her a monkey. So,
and the sad thing was she said to keep the peace. Like, she left him out there to keep the peace. I'm like, hold up. How is this keeping the peace? It brought so much unwanted, unnecessary attention to Flint in the most negative way. Oh, we're going to ostracize a man and let him be dragged through the mud, let his family be threatened to keep the peace. Well, if his family is being threatened, there ain't no peace. So what the fuck are you even talking about? That made zero sense to me.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Katie. She said it's not about the other four that helps Liddell to be running as president. It's self-preservation if y'all beefing. That's why I'm looking at it like from that. That's why I'm looking at it like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she gonna be in there by default. Candace gonna be the vice president by default. Judy gonna keep the seat, the finance chair by default. Look how many meetings Candace chairing. We just talked about that last night.
Doesn't she chair like 3 of them?
She don't. It wasn't posted. What happened?
I mean, honestly, Davina is supposed to be chairing all meetings until leadership is agreed upon. Hell, you can't get her to do that, so this will work.
I'm just being. Good morning, the lovely Beverly Biggs is in the building. I'm just saying, when you looking at it, like, she knows she gonna get it by default. So, so right now she know can't nobody, they not gonna challenge her because the 5 she with, they gonna, you know what I'm saying? Candace wanna be the president, but she knows she can't get it. Candace did this. To me, it's like they got amnesia, man. They keep forgetting what they done. And that goes for anybody. People forget what they done, and they don't think people be waiting for times like this to show you who they are, to show you how they really felt about you. And I think people don't get that. Like, Candace can't, you know what I'm saying? I damn sure, listen, they say you'd rather keep the devil you know. You think they finna go for that? All the stuff Candace done played. And what's sad is that them 5, I mean, they still, you can see it was only being held up. And I believe it was the mayor keeping them 5 content. Now, when it went left, it's usually be when things go left, it be greed.
Or election season. You have to try to step up and show that you're better than your peers. Look, I'm doing better than everyone else on council, and I represent you. You want me to stay.
But how can you? I'm just saying, looking at it, like, we got to, because we can't speak on the ones we don't know until it's official, like a ref with a whistle, who gonna be all the key players. But if you looking at what you got now, and we gonna say, family, it could be worse. No, it is worse. Any worse than this, the damn city is gone. Just being honest with you.
I'm just saying that's how they're trying to approach some of their campaigning. Like, oh yeah, I've done all this, and I'm better than everyone else on council. I stand up for my ward, and the rest of council needs to be changed out. But you want to keep me. That's how they're trying to campaign it right now.
I mean, no, for sure. I mean, but you would think. And I do feel bad for some of the ones that was on there who probably allegedly, I'm not gonna say, but not coming back. But I can see if people is leaving who don't probably want to run no more. This
Too much of a
politics,
headache.
yeah, this politics here then came right down diabolical. It ain't like politics ain't been diabolical. It's just like now everything you can see, everything is recorded. You know what I'm saying? Everything is recorded and you can see, like right now, you finna see people doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? You finna hear about more cleanups. You finna you finna see people. And I'm not saying the ones, exclude the ones who've been doing this work. I'm not saying, I'm not talking to y'all. Even the ones who've been doing it behind the scene. Your work gonna speak for itself. But we didn't been down here. We didn't been down here. It's like the number one focus should be the water. And like what people been doing, like how can we keep people here? Y'all see what Maurice Davis doing. Maurice going around here, but this ain't, in my humble opinion, this ain't nothing new Maurice ain't been saying. I just give him kudos for even trying to come back and run again. I'm going to be honest with y'all.
Yeah, that would have left a bad taste in my mouth if I had been on council, done the things that he's done, and then people vote me out for asking for help. Like, I'd be done with it. First thing I'd say is, no, you're all on your fucking own. Deal with it. You got a better plan? Let's hear it. You go ahead and execute. I'd be out.
Good morning, Sharon and Lanita. Thank you, Queens, for tapping in. I'm just saying, but people seem to forget. Like this stuff, Maurice, that y'all been hearing Maurice talk, it ain't nothing new. A lot of this, even with the lovely Layla Harvey, Miss McGee. Let me just go with that because I don't want to mess nobody's names up. What they've been talking, they've been not talking the things they've been. This ain't nothing new. I think. Listen, man, especially Miss McGee. I think like if more people really got to like to see her. I'm not saying she ain't being seen. Let me clear that up. I don't want nothing to be taken the wrong way. But I'm just saying for people, like if you listen to her, you know, when she go live on Facebook, believe me, you know what I'm saying? But to me, they don't get highlighted enough. Then when things start going left, then people be like, yep, this person. No, them people been talking like that for years. But see, we don't highlight that. We highlight the stuff that I think what we done got accustomed to, including myself, the messiness of it and where we not getting the truth. You know, and I think this is where we get into like with these people that's running for council. I'm pretty sure there's people who will really want to, who really would do good, but man, what you coming up, the fight you gonna come up against is a hell of a fight.
Like this year is looking pretty gnarly already. Not just with elections, but the actual future of Flint, right? We have zero idea what's happening this year. Whereas this same time last year, we already had an idea that, okay, ARPA funds this, they plan on doing this. We've seen zoning they've been talking about since when I was still living there, vacating a couple streets. This year, they've really just held on to a lot of the same stuff as 25, which they may or may not get done this year. So we don't know what's left on the platter for 26 unless they're taking it easy so they can focus on their campaigns.
I mean, like you said, they got to November. They not out to November.
Yeah, but campaigning takes a lot. I mean, we see Maurice right now. He's out and about, walking and talking. He's making sure he has a camera on him so he can show areas that he like to fix or help. He's on his podcast almost nightly right now. I keep on getting sent links. So you have to assume that Liddell, Judy, LaShawn, and I would say Leon, but his tether makes that a little difficult. But they're out and about trying to walk and talk and knock as well. So that really leaves a lot less time for their council duties, you know, especially in their quote off time, where they're supposed to be researching what's going on the agenda, trying to put things on the agenda, seeing what others have put on there, I think that right now they're not doing a lot of that because they're trying to get reelected.
What about the ones who not coming back?
The ones who aren't coming back, mm, they're probably looking like about as much as they have before. But there's also rumors that Tanya wants to run for a different position. Okay, so she's probably gearing up for that. That take just gearing up for a run. You have to have a lot of work done, like a lot of groundwork.
No, you
So
do.
she's probably getting that ready. I don't know anything about what the other three are planning on doing, but they may have some stuff in the background as well. Also, if they're not running again, they can check out a little bit. Like, okay, I'm going to take care of things as they come up on council, but I'm going to leave most of this to my successor.
Man, they gonna leave their successors gonna be woo wee.
Yeah, it's like
they work cut out.
it's like buying or renting an apartment. You know, as you're moving in and you see the last tenant just left trash everywhere, you're like, "Fuck, this is not what I wanted."
I mean, but that's what it seemed like it's gonna be. It's and not saying they're like the ones who left. You know what I'm saying? Everybody have made mistakes. And I'm just gonna say that everybody up on council they did something they might have regretted or they was forced. Like how the mayor be bringing stuff at the last minute where they don't have no other choice but to pass it. Like a lot of that got to stop. Like that should have been stopped where they can go vet some stuff. But he was able to get away with this type of stuff because allegedly he was able to certain favors was getting done and people, you know what I'm saying? So they was going to vote which way he wanted them to vote. And to me, that's like with Davina. Do y'all really think y'all finna get a free and fair election
No,
with so much on the line?
I think that's another reason why it seems so many on council aren't running. Like, with as much attention that's been brought to Davina, they don't think that they can catch a fair election. Why waste the time, effort, and money?
Yeah.
Like, if I know that, if I assume, I'm not going to say no, if I assume that the election process in Flint is dirty, that I cannot trust the clerk's office in which all those votes have to pass through, why am I going to put forth the effort to walk up and down streets, knock on doors? Why am I going to put money into a campaign for signs, this, that, the third? All of that, it's just wasted effort, wasted money. That's not something I want to do.
Facts. Good morning, Sandra Nichols Martin. No, I'm just saying, but do you really feel you know, that's just my humble opinion. Cause like I say, council gonna be tonight. And then there everybody is to us, we like, you know, people that's watch like everybody getting along. Yeah, it's election season. But everybody can't hold it together. They trying to.
We were calling that back in November. As soon as 2025 kicked over 2026, we knew that everyone's going to pretend to be bestest best friends and get along and yada yada. Like, yeah, we knew this was coming.
Yeah,
We
so
knew this.
because you do have to protect your image right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what it's about. It's about your image. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to see nobody. But and I said it last
Don't
night.
want to seem like they're the chaos on council.
Right. And Facts knew one, but this ain't nothing. My reason Ben was doing this. People forget when he said, "Let me take y'all on a ride." He was doing this last year when he would be riding through, showing y'all parts of Flint. I don't think people was really paying attention because people forgot.
Primary election year.
Yeah, people forgot the job they did on Mr. Davis. I'm just being honest on how they did Maurice. Like you said earlier, because he went and asked for help. And people don't understand that, like, when you seeing people losing their stuff, you seeing people dying. Like tonight, they got to do a thing, what they're doing about the test on the water, that certain area. It's I forgot which one it's in.
Oh, God.
That was the water samples testing.
Let me check legislative.
Man, I forgot which one it was. So, you know, you really got to look at that. And then how they look at us as we coming in, like, oh, this person can be bought. Because remember, you ain't dealing with no chump change. City council moved millions of dollars through there. Millions. When they meet up to go shift stuff here. Then when you hearing about the nonprofit, hearing how much, you know what I'm saying?
It is in government ops, and this is discussion item admin update water testing the blocks of 3400, 3600 of Brownell Boulevard.
See what I'm saying? And that should expand.
Well, it's weird. So this is coming from Liddell Lewis, right? Like, she hasn't uttered one half sentence about the water the entire time she's been up there on council. But now she's looking to get testing done for, this looks like about 20 houses, maybe 40 houses between 2 blocks. Like, why that? Unless she knows something and she's trying to besmirch the mayor.
That's what I said last night.
Like, hey, I know this water is dirty. He's been running around the country saying it's clean. Might as well make him look bad. Okay.
Yeah. Felicia, that's what we were saying. I agree with you. I don't know who he was supposed. I just was there and seeing how it went down, how he got turned on. I'm telling you, I watched it, and then let me be honest.
Like
he didn't get no help there. I'm just saying, but look how they turned on him, and this is how you got Liddell.
He's a better man than I am, because had that happened to me, had to say I'd been in the seat and I went to Biden for help and I got recalled, I'd lose my fucking mind. I'd say, no, you're on your own. I would walk away. I am that vindictive. Like, if you want to make it that big of a deal that I went and asked someone in a far higher position for help for my city, for my constituents, obviously you're okay with the water, then deal with it.
I mean, but see, it was a narrative put out there. And I think that's what a lot of people wouldn't understand. It was a narrative put out there. Hey, no, you telling the truth, Katie. They turned, but see what people weren't showing you, that family, you gonna deal with some Republicans, you're gonna deal with Democrats. You're in America. You're gonna deal with people from these different parties. And I'm gonna say that some people you're gonna run into, that might be a Democrat, might be a Republican. You can run into some good people, but you can also run into the bad ones in both parties. But when you looking at the plight, I don't think, like, you got to understand, with this cancer cluster study, you're gonna have to deal with with one of these administrations. You're gonna have to deal with one. You don't post to go deal with this person because they're in office. It just show you how our mind is. We said, oh, wait till a Democrat got in there. Biden got his 4 years. What'd he do? I'm not saying Trump got back in. He could have went ahead and did something. He can come and do something, but we got a governor who might, in the near future, probably run for president. But how can she sit up here and run for president?
My money is 100% on her running for president, my man.
But for her to even go get another job, just to say she can get off into that, but this is how this system is set up. No, T, he didn't get no help. I'm just saying, but this is how he got ridiculed.
Yeah, like, the point isn't did he or did he not get help. The point is he was crucified even for asking for help from the wrong person.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I truly believe Maurice might have went to the Democrats to try to get some help. We didn't get none. I believe he was just trying
national news either.
Yeah.
Like,
you never know. He probably was going. But just think about it. You got a governor running around here saying the water is fixed. Good morning, the lovely Sherry Allen. You know what I'm saying? But we criticized him. I mean, I watched him gang up on Maurice. I watched it. I'm just telling you. I watched both sides do it. And it's just funny. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. But you got Liddell in here. You got somebody way worse. For all them niggas say, you know what I'm saying? When you look what you had to what you got, regardless of how you might have felt about Maurice, and anybody could be wrong, but I be feeling like sometimes we be getting judged by people who shouldn't even be judging you, to be honest with you. You can then go pull up anybody's hood and find some skeletons. And I just think that's what we get caught up in. It's like, to me, what you see is, and Liddell ain't the only one. Let's be real. If Liddell is trying to stack council, she wasn't the only one. There's other people who trying to do it, but we only, and to me, I do be feeling like we be getting fooled by people. We get fooled by them. I'm being honest with you. That's why I say go back and check out the 2019. We be getting fooled. Do I think anything gonna be better? Nah, people gonna listen. A tiger don't change his stripes. Y'all can keep thinking the tiger gonna change his stripes. A person is who they is, but we just want to call out certain ones. But just stay tuned. You're gonna get to see it. You're gonna get to see. I want to see the next ones who get in. I do. I would love to see certain ones who get in because I want to see is would they be different than the ones who have been criticized in them seats. Like my Reese told y'all, it's easy to criticize from where we sitting at, but get in that seat, it's a whole different ball game. But a lot of people miss that part about it. Y'all got a Democrat governor and a mayor saying the water is good and mad because the Republicans said stop the fund. The crisis is over. They are manipulating the hell out of us. They are. They are. Even in that beef with the Republicans and the Democrats. That's what they did. Oh, since you saying the water good, okay, we're gonna cut the funding.
And Michigan has what I believe a $6 billion budget, right? Which sounds like a metric ton of money to you, myself, everyone else. But when you come down to it, that money has to go to all the way up in the Northern Peninsula, the UP, and the towns there, then the lower areas and all the large cities there. You're trying to cut where you can for what is unneeded. Granted, Flint needs those programs, some of them are going to nonprofits and funding some fraud there. Sorry. Anytime I hear of a nonprofit in Flint, that's where my mind goes. It's sad.
Jennifer, I wouldn't know. I don't let me tell you that I know about the emergency line. All I remember when it supposed to be a backup line Flint was had when they was doing their deal.
Yeah. The emergency line is a line to the old Detroit water system, and if something goes wrong with the KWA system, it's supposed to be able to knock over, but I don't think Flint has swapped over to the KWA yet, so we're still on Detroit water. But it's supposed to be able to slam a button and it just swaps where the water comes from. That way, if there's like a low water pressure in that massive ass pipeline they're building, because low water pressure allows for bacteria growth, mold growth, things like that, then you can go back to the old water system until the problem is fixed. That way, the city still has water.
That's what I want to see. I just want to see what the new council people gonna do. Like I said, there's a whole book out here by Jordan Sheraton. When he said your activists, your council people, they go in there, sit in the room with them billionaires, come out, and be a whole different mindset. Because you're really not gonna stop what they got going on. You might can delay it for a short period of time, maybe delay it for 20 years.
You delay it for 5 minutes, you're getting a recall on your ass. A paid recall at that.
Just think about how Dr. Weaver got did. You're hearing things on everything. That's why when I kept saying, I ain't just started hollering saying, oh, he getting help from up top. It only take a rocket. You don't got to be a rocket scientist to figure out what's going on. People act like you got to be Einstein to see what's going on. It don't take no rocket scientist when you was going down into the ENA board to see how that thing was being played. I do is seeing how they did Miss Shasta Little. It ain't no rocket scientist that, and don't get me wrong, I'm just calling a spade that the now president of the ENA board, mother happened to be getting, opera money. That's not a coincidence. So you already know when I asked the question about the, as far as the ambassador role, that shouldn't have been nothing. A regular person who just out here recording stuff. I shouldn't have been, I shouldn't have had to ask Joe that. Joe King knew that. Joe knew the answer when I asked him. Harris knew the answer. All of them knew the answer. Even the young lady that went and did it knew the answer to the question. But what they're showing you is that they didn't care. That was the thing. They acting like, oh, well, the mayor called me. So he tell you to break in the house, you gonna break in the house. What's up, no gangs? Facts, new one. I agree with you. I'm just saying this is like y'all people understand what's going on. That's just like the young lady. Let's just look at this with the councilwoman in the second ward. Like all the things she did that people put to the side. But you call Mays out for anything he did. But you call people out for any. I'm just saying, get called out. Liddell and set up here the councilwoman of the second ward. We had Bridge Card Gate. She used her authority to have that woman harassed allegedly.
Yep.
Had this woman, she got to get away with that with no problem. Got to get away with it. Used her position, but didn't nobody see nothing wrong with that. I thought you couldn't use your position as being a council person. And to go way more diabolical, how you can believe on that allegation, then she just tried to come up, I'm gonna write a law about this fight in that Southwestern. She really,
yeah, I'm gonna write an ordinance.
That she really not, city council is to say all of the city of Flint.
That is not your playground, ma'am.
But she didn't, because she was able to do what she want to do. That sense of I'm a shot caller. That's why that got did. Anytime you can come out, you tell residents, oh, if you go against me and the mayor, you don't get no money. She was out here cutting deals like that. 94 million was hers.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. But I understand the mayor had the control of it, the way he manipulated them. Hell, you had Judy saying the money didn't come for y'all. She stated that. This your finance chair stated that plenty of times. But when you find out all these people got nonprofits, yeah, Candace, it got so good to Candace, she got caught saying, that's my job. How you gonna vote for your own? And I get it. Even the rules tell you can't do this. The lawyer that they had before, listen, who can come up here and say council is optional? You don't have to come. These are the type of people that you're dealing with. The real rule breakers. This is the type of stuff that you're dealing with. Let's be honest. Then you got some people who finna run.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say no names. Was taking pictures of people at city council. You know what I'm saying? Played in the game, but this is the type of stuff that you gonna get. Now,
I think that kind of shows some desperation too.
Yeah, for to even have the thought that this individual could even be running, but this is the stuff that the city allows. But they'll blame anybody else. They'll go throw your stuff out here. And like I said, even going back to the clerk office, Davina ain't doing no real work. She been doing a disservice from her predecessor, and from what I'm hearing that they put in the chat, the clerk office been diabolical from its conception, from what I'm understanding now. So even changing Davina out, what you gonna get? You're gonna have the same games because they're gonna have the next person up in there know how to play. Allegedly, somebody in the clerk office was able to get their house. They made the list to get their houses did. Now, how crazy is that? You working for the minute, well, it's independent, but allegedly. But the clerk office, they was able to get in. Do you know how, like, I'll be like, damn, how they, before the residents, how the clerk, I mean, just a lot of the games that you be seeing, I'm like, we just look at it like, oh, that's nothing. Because this is how the game go. Y'all know I've been hollering about saying Arnez Brown. These people don't care because they all cool with each other. Good morning, Christy Coleman and Sweet Cupcake on break. Thank you for tapping in. You know, even heard about like an individual came and said, felt like it was nothing. Yeah, they felt out my absentee ballot. Like you was able to say that. Just say a person recorded you saying that, and then you couldn't deny it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Just how freely they just showing you how corrupted this thing is, and it's like I get it. People might say something behind closed doors, like yeah, but you still played the game. That's my thing. How you gonna go tell and then come back and play the game? I know Davina probably mad like you. Sons of bitches. I know she calling them sons of bitches right now. And you know what I'm saying?
If not worse.
Like, she probably saying like, damn, I can't believe they put me out here. I ain't talking about 810. She know we supposed to report the news. If you out here playing games. And who coming to her rescue? That's all I'm saying. Who done came to her rescue? But they probably told her, you got to take that shit. You making 80-some thousand a year. That ain't nothing.
I think she's sitting there being told, look, you don't need rescue. They're going to talk about you, but as long as we maintain control of council, you're keeping that job.
Facts.
There ain't need to be no rescue.
Yeah.
Like, we could sit there and point out everything from sun up to sundown and sun up again without A, police intervention or law enforcement intervention. Oh, wait, the mayor's friends with the people that can do that.
Facts.
Then it falls down to council. And as long as they maintain their control of council, she's golden. She doesn't need any saving.
Yeah. Man, you make a good point right there. Even Christy Coleman agree with you. So listen, when the Secretary of State threw her the alley-oop, put it back in her, it's the clerk office job to handle residency, they knew they was good. They knew they was good. And I'm not telling nobody, go vote for Democrat. I mean, go vote Republican. I'm not telling you that. Let me make that clear. I'm not telling nobody.
Vote for individual candidates, not for parties, please.
I'm not telling you to go vote for no Republican, even though I'm seeing how the Democrats is putting their asses in the chokehold here. You don't think Democratic governor, even if Gretchen said, even when we heard Kildee, like when he did put the mayor on Front Street, we can't just bag up a Brinks truck. Sweetheart Shell, good morning. Thank you for tapping in. So they know how that money going and who it's going to. But they're also probably telling the mayor, look, you getting money. Only thing he wanted, it got too good to him. Yeah, his wife go put up there for her to, what wasn't allegedly to get her 30,000. What was it? Not 30. I mean 25 million for the nonprofit. He's seeing it. This ain't nothing different. I was saying it last night. He just probably mad his ain't. I'm surprised he ain't pissed off. Came out here like he cut up when he didn't get killed. He see. Good morning, Karen Malone. Thank you for tapping in.
And to answer Granny's question, there is no direct record saying how many clerks in Michigan are elected versus appointed. You'd have to look at their individual charters for that, because every city must have a charter, and every charter states that they must have a clerk. But because the home rule, each city gets to determine how elections are held and what positions are elected. So it takes a change to the city charter to get a city clerk to be elected or to be appointed, however you want to do it.
I doubt they want the city clerk elected here.
And you need 6 votes for that.
Who gonna get it? Who gonna do that? You think
you would have to do a media blitz and have the most shining, upstanding candidates for city council.
Well, can you find 6 on there out of the 9?
I can't find 6 candidates running for any of those seats. I can't put my hands together and count 6 of them that I think would vote for that.
I'm talking about right now. Currently.
Oh, right now is a hell no. But I'm looking at, the future, right? Because right now we know things are a hell no. Right now we know jack and shit's going to get done unless it is the utmost importance or just the utmost paid for. So then looking to 2027, just looking at the candidates that are currently on the sheet, can we count 7 or 6 people that would vote to change the charter to make the clerk electable instead of appointed?
No, I don't think it, and I'm not trying to throw no shade. I think what you
I can point at several that would do it, but I cannot take I
can find 6 though. Yeah, that's why I said 6 out of the whole 9. Thank you, Granny G. Let me see Granny with the $5 super chat. The water samples are needed for city council. I want to see how this gonna play out. Like Winter said last night, want to be a whole city thing did. I want to see if they're gonna take it farther than that. the area they talking about. I gotta see.
It depends on how those samples go and come back, and who they go to. Well, let's be clear on that one. Not all labs are going to be fair and impartial in their testing.
That's what I'm saying. Even with that game, I thought that was a farce.
I mean, hell,
you
they
know,
could go to Candace's water lab. Do we
no, I
trust that?
disagree. And I've been very vocal with that. I disagree with anything going to her.
How about
you
U of
have to
M
get
Flint? Do we
somebody
trust that?
independent. Yeah, no, you have to. I wouldn't trust Candace. Listen,
I mean,
wouldn't do
I'm
it.
just naming off several of these labs, like places you can say. Do we trust U of M? Not really. They've got a vested stake in Flint's outcome. They have a campus there, right? So if the water turns out to be bad, even in certain areas, it's going to diminish their enrollment. Oh, I don't want to go to U of M Flint. I don't want to go to a place where the water's bad. They just did another water test, and the school itself said the water's bad. I don't want to go there, so you can't trust them neither. They're not impartial.
But you got to understand, the former governor is an alumni of the University of Michigan. So you think, that's what I'm saying, you don't be knowing how people reach is, like their connections. You might think like
the elections or connections is one thing, but I'm looking at their bottom dollar.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's my angle. Their bottom dollar is if Flint, U of M Flint enrollment drops, that school in Flint, that campus becomes non-profitable, they're not making money, and they have to close it down. That's potentially billions of dollars that they're losing on revenue.
That's the point I'm saying, that you got people who got connections, who got money, like we not finna mess this money up.
And the dean is all you have to worry about there.
Now they start calling in connections. You'll see people that start saying, no, it's fixed. You don't think when the Gretchen Whitmer, the governor, we put some respect, Governor Gretchen, when she went on the Breakfast Club, then wouldn't cause to put in, she knew how to count. She went to the Breakfast Club.
That gremlin's not getting any respect from
No,
me.
but I'm just saying, no, I mean, not from you. I'm just going to.
I know, you're just a better person than I am, but.
When she went to the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, and she said the water's fixed, water's fine.
You don't think that wouldn't know, they know the Breakfast Club is a Democratic stronghold.
Mm-hmm.
So that was nothing. She knew where to go. Where she'd go sell it at. That's just like you look at the media here. It's a reason the media don't be saying nothing about the water. It wasn't no such thing why they shut that down. That was purposely they shut that down.
And it's wild. Every year Flint celebrates being poisoned. Like, oh, it is the anniversary of the water crisis, and yeah, they have a couple booths for information, and they say, oh, how it's terrible. But then you have some folks stepping up there and saying, we are a strong people. You know, the city of Flint has moved on from this. We have recovered. We're in recovery. So you're celebrating being poisoned to prove how strong and resilient the city is, and then you're lying, saying that you're in recovery. But some areas still haven't had their replacement pipes done. Some areas are still having bad problems. Some areas that had their pipes redone are still having bad water because you didn't replace the mains there. And then every house in Flint, mind you, when they test the water, they don't go to your kitchen faucet. They don't go to your bathroom. They don't go. Where do they go? Where that intake pipe is in your basement. Why? Because they know that your house is got tons of crap in it. Let me see if I can find a picture of the pipes.
Christy Coleman, she been fighting. Just look at all the stuff Tanya done took and can't get no help. It went right back into Davina lap. Davina ain't did nothing. Let 2026 carry it out.
This is why they test it at the intake from the service pipe or from the service line instead of from your kitchen faucet or bathroom faucet or your tub. This right here, because that'll show the results. The water is not fixed because they haven't replaced pipes in the town, pipes in the actual homes. I'm sorry, until you replace the home plumbing, you still have a water crisis.
Yeah, but they're gonna downplay that.
Yeah, they damn well are.
Yeah,
and then remember, they put out a lottery to have the pipes in your house changed. Is that what you want to be drinking out of? Look at that.
But they not going. That's not being talked about. That's not being talked about. That's what it's so. That's what to me, the scandalous part of it. To me, that's the scandalousness of it. But who you gonna have go against? That's gonna go out and call that out. You're not gonna see.
I
You
don't
already
think a
see what the
Democratic
state rep
candidate right
line
now,
was at.
and I'll be 100%. You're
Go
not
ahead.
going to see a Democratic candidate for governor going to say that, because they're right now banking on the current governor's endorsement. Right,
Facts.
that is a huge deal. So then you're going to have to talk to Republicans about it, but that's a whole thing in and of itself, because Republicans going to look at you and say, "What have you done for me lately? You haven't voted for us in a long while. You haven't voted for us probably in some people's entire lives." And you might find one that actually tries to do the right thing, but for the most part, politics is a game of favors.
Yeah.
And if they aren't on the owing side, they don't want to be, they don't want to have to do things they don't gotta. That's Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, Green Party, all of them. So unless a Republican has a good shot in Flint of winning a seat, they're not going to do it.
They not gonna mess with it because they know bringing that up, they lose support. How you gonna bring? Listen,
They're going to lose billionaire money. Well,
Yeah,
if they're even catching it. But even if they do bring it up, the Democrats are still going to win, and they don't have to say anything about it. So one way or another, Republicans not going to touch it.
Yeah, good morning.
Democrats not going to touch it. They're looking for endorsements.
And that's what I'm saying. But would be sad that you would see these people go talk about other people, what's going on in their areas, and they forgetting in their own backyard.
Yeah.
That's what's sad about it, but what can you really do? You hoping that the next people, you don't, and I'm not gonna say, just say you do get 6 on there that might give this mayor a run for his money for the first 90 days or 6 months. You don't think they'll eventually break off?
No, they'll break off. Let's be it. Once again, I think I said it yesterday. You can't stop corruption.
Facts.
You can't. And even if you have people who are helping out the community, there may still be corruption on the back end of that. But that's corruption I'm okay with. And hear me out. Hear the reason. Because as long as the community is getting taken care of, you've got either community's going to get taken care of and there's a little bit of corruption, or community's not going to get taken care of and there's corruption. Either way, it's there. So I'd rather the people be taken care of, right? But that money on the back end is a huge motivator for a lot of shit. Some narratives you can't break, even if you are trying to help the people, because you're going to be missing out on a lot. So you could have an entire council of 9 upstanding, decent human beings. A year down the road, they're still going to be going with an agenda. Yeah,
because they yeah, you're right. I see Christy Coleman. I don't know, like, what governor, because I think any governor he gonna be cool with if it's a Republican governor.
And you keep on bringing this up to me in our morning phone calls when I'm awake for him, that the Genesee County GOP threw a fundraiser for Neely. So he's cool with that side. He's obviously cool with the Democrat side because he went and spoke at the National DNC in 2024. I mean, so did Chris Swanson, but that's neither here nor there. So he's cool with both sides. You're going to have to find a governor that either hates him, very unlikely, or a governor that thinks that they're going to get something out of shaming him in the previous administration. That's your best bet.
I only think the way that'll happen if they get this test and prove that Flint, the water is still messed up. But it's too much on the line for that to go down like that. They're rather sweep it under the rug.
Here's the next question. Could this be Liddell trying to get back into Neely's good graces by asking for this testing here, knowing that it's going to be good? Oh, see, guys, Neely was right all along. This water's good right here.
But if they testing the water, them people bringing it up there, that water not going to be good. But it goes back to who did the test. Like, you got to hope the people that did the test is going to be straight up. See, that's the problem. And I keep saying it. You don't know who people know. You don't know. You ain't dealing with no. You ain't dealing with no regular Joe Blow. You dealing with people that can make things move.
And these pictures are courtesy of Bruce Steers on Facebook. I lost a picture of my water pipe, but mine was just as bad as that center one there.
Well, you heard what the councilwoman in the 7th Ward said. I wouldn't touch it without a filter.
Yeah. And
That's
then
all you need to know.
You bring it up to her, you know what she's going to say? Oh, I wouldn't drink any water without a filter, and period. Like,
and you know she lying.
Oh, yeah, I know she's lying.
Yeah, because when you drinking that bottled water, that's without a filter.
I mean,
it could be Flint water.
You could be drinking Nestle water. Nestle just pulls it out of a river. Same thing for Dasani. Dasani is literally tap water.
Facts.
Like,
people don't
you actually have to go and look at when you're buying your cases of water,
right.
which I do sometimes just because it's easier for my workouts, right?
Facts.
I have to go look at it, and learning the lessons from Flint, osmosis, distilled, or reverse osmosis. Anything that doesn't say any of that, just purify it. How'd you purify it?
Facts. They don't be knowing what they be drinking.
Like Walmart water, purified drinking water. So what? Did you run it through a charcoal filter? Because that ain't going to take the lead out of fucking Flint water. I'm sorry to say, buddy. I'm sorry to say.
But this the stuff, like I said, this is the stuff that you seeing. Cancer cluster study. Kidney disease is up on the rise. Dialysis popping up everywhere. You would think that you wouldn't even have to answer these questions. You would think that already.
Here's the interesting thing to me, right? Cancer can take a while to metastasize and show up, but kidneys are the first sign that something's wrong with the human body most of the time, right? That presents itself very quickly. Your body instantly just shunts everything to the kidneys. So the kidneys, if there's something wrong with something you're eating, drinking, something wrong with your blood, kidneys start reacting immediately. If you're getting new cases of kidney disease in Flint, it isn't from the old water crisis. It's from the continuing water crisis. You don't get kidneys reacting 10 years later to something that happened in 2014, coming up on 12 years now, to something that happened in 2014. If a kidney starts going down now and it's linked to the water, it's because the water now is bad. Not back then, now.
But what doctor you gonna have gonna say that, or what person you gonna go come out?
You would have to go out of city. Honestly,
that's the point I'm making.
Because if you just take a look at it, who was listed on the lawsuit? Was it not a hospital in Flint? So no other hospital is going to sit there and say, "Oh yeah, the water's bad," because they're afraid of being on the next lawsuit. You're gonna have to go to Ann Arbor. You're gonna have to go to Lansing. You're gonna have to go to Saginaw. Maybe Detroit, maybe not.
Then you still don't know who people might know where they can bury stuff.
Right.
You're still hoping
you
on
have to put your name and address on, when you go to that doctor. Yeah. And they may just know I'm not fucking with Flint.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. You don't be knowing like this. You think it's a concerted effort that they didn't downplay. Well, you might hear it outside of Genesee County in the news. Well, you see some of the articles. I'm not gonna lie, I've seen it down in the Detroit paper. But you would think the local media here would be talking about it. You would think like it seemed like they just put Flint in a bubble.
Yeah. I mean, wherever you live, be it Flint, be it Douglas, Arizona, be it White Springs, Florida, there's always going to be something that the local politicians and media skip over. And Flint is the water. In Douglas, Arizona, it's the smuggling. Down here in White Springs, I think it's incest and cousin marriage. I'm not 100% sure yet, right? But in Flint, no one wants to talk about the water because no one wants to admit that it's wrong. I mean, the media is not going to talk about it because that encourages people to move away or discourages people from moving in, which means they have less viewers, which is less ad revenue, right? You're not going to have politicians talk about it because that means that the system is broken. Well, now if you're part of the system, you just got elected into the system, it's broken. That reflects poorly upon you. Whether it should or not, that's how they take it. Right? And you can sit there and you can scream from the rooftops, you can scream all day long. No one's going to listen. You have to find a higher power outside of Flint that has some control or influence, but now they're going up against what, 3-4 billionaires and a dozen plus multimillionaires. That's a losing battle unless they've got some serious backing. And it goes a lot further, right? So Mott Foundation has several ties in the business sector. They could just start attacking your business that made you a multimillionaire, multi-billionaire through the stock market, through X, Y, or Z, because you were screwing up their money hole in Flint. They could put you out of business. Same thing goes for several of the others. And nonprofits, I mean, God, they're literally everywhere in Flint. And if you just have the nonprofits putting out word like, oh, this company is trying to come in and screw with Flint or X, Y, or Z, you just lost millions of dollars just in Flint based off of consumer habits and patterns. It's wild. Do I still have coffee?
I just look at it like this, man. We in a rough one. We in a rough one, Trevor. I mean, listen, we officially know. I can't wait till it's officially, when everybody make it officially who running. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give Winters that much credit. She was telling me yesterday. She's like, "Nah, you just gotta wait. You gotta know, because some people this and that. Maybe she got some good info that I don't know about."
So I just typed into Google, Flint's water is still bad. AI overview. While official tests show Flint's water meets federal lead standards due to extensive pipe replacement, many residents still distrust the water and experience ongoing issues, with significant health and mental health impacts remaining and delays in settlement payouts compounding frustration after the decade-long crisis. The EPA lifted its emergency order in 2025, but concerns persist over incomplete infrastructure accountability and lingering effects, making the crisis far from fully resolved in the community. I scroll down a little bit, skip the key points. CNN, Flint, Michigan declares its water safe after replacing lead lines. August 3rd, 2025. Reddit, my favorite playground. The r/Flint subreddit, if you ask about the water, or even talk about the water, they delete your post.
Wow.
City of Flint, progress on the water. The latest 6 months round of monitoring shows Flint's 90th percentile at the 10 part per billion. Like, you're flooded with the water's fine. You are flooded with that.
I mean, they got to put it out there that the water is fine, man. Can you imagine the governor saying the water is fine, the water is fixed, and then you bring some people up in here, just say that tonight at council, they say the water is bad. Do you know how much probably hell finna come down on Gretchen from her opponents, even though they can't do nothing to her because she, yeah. And can you imagine what the mayor gonna be looking like? So do we honestly think we're gonna get a reading and saying the water is bad? I'm just saying, can the mayor have that come out that the water is, you know what I'm saying, is still not fixed?
You can't.
He can't allow that.
No, because the city's received millions upon millions. Actually, if we count it all up, the lawsuit and the wind funds, billions of dollars. And to show that it was mismanaged and it's not done yet is a career killer. And it might be something that sends you to prison.
Man, I just don't see how they can afford. Like, we thought you thought they was how hard they was battling to keep that third ward seat. He got way more seats to keep now. I believe he want a whole new crew in. I'm talking about people that believe in him. Just think about it. You had the councilman in the first ward. He got allegations on him. You got Liddell, who then went wrong. That's the councilwoman of the second ward. LaShawn was out here, allegedly, the councilwoman of the third ward was out here soliciting favors for a vote.
Not
This is the type
soliciting
of stuff
favors.
that you.
That entire election is in question. One, soliciting favors, saying, yes, I will get this done for you if you vote for me or if you endorse me. Two, you've got the entire, her children picking up absentee ballots and transporting them.
Allegedly.
But even the question of it is calls everything into question, right? So that's illegal as hell. And then we watched that entire thing on the signatures on the ballots. Those did not look like A, any real signatures I've ever seen, and B, so many of them looked exactly similar. Same size, same everything, same scribble. Like, the handwriting was the exact same. That entire election is in question.
I agree with you, Katie. And hey, Kawana, I agree with you too. With Pro Crow. I mean, right, because all you do is just look at it. Listen, y'all like went to be seeming like she Nostradamus. Then she tell y'all Leon was gonna be the one who was gonna get picked. Told him he went to congratulate him.
And she
Then
didn't
she tell
say
y'all about Candace. Candace was gonna be the one to get picked.
Mm-hmm.
What does it told y'all about that?
She
So,
must be psychic.
all her stuff don't be right, but on these she was right. That's why I'm gonna sit back just looking at it now. I'm just telling y'all when you go watch it, far as being loyal to that seat. Oh, these they gonna be loyal to that mayor. You had a pastor. He didn't say I'm gonna be loyal to God. He said I got a bishop. Said I gotta be loyal to whoever in that mayor's seat. And just think about it. Look how his stuff got swept up under the rug. Just think about it. All the stuff, but he preaching for God, and people still think that God called him. More like he seen a hustle. Instead, allegedly, I'm just gonna say allegedly, because he was with Dr. Weaver. I should have knew something like this. That wasn't nothing new to me. Talk shit about Dr. Weaver, but these people, so called the men of God, but he probably didn't know that the deacon had well he did because the way they hung up on each other and had to call each other back, so they thought they was on a three-way. Nah, it was just me and AC in the studio. Yeah, but this just show you how they play, and then to see years later them text messages slip out, even though they was private. But this was the same way how he switched up on Dr. Weaver.
This is why a lot of folks in Flint, when it comes to politics, they don't talk to each other on the phone as often, and they don't text each other. Most conversations are in person because nothing ever stays private.
Nah, man, listen, man. And I hate to blame this up, but like even that game, that's a nasty game. See,
yeah, it's like
that
Jordan Sheridan recording Neely face to face.
Yeah, I'm just saying, even when people get recorded, it like this game is so you can't trust nobody. That's why what I say on the phone, I say in public. That's why I talk the way I talk. I'm like, yeah, okay, you can go put this up what I said. I said it.
90% of the time when I say something, I come right here and say it anyway. Like,
yeah,
what are you going to release on me? Fuck it.
Only thing I might don't say is who to put the people names on the conversations I done have with. Now I will say my counterparts to let you know I wasn't talking to a black person. You know what I'm saying? You say this I was talking to. Now things like that I put up, but I won't say the name. But all that stuff that went down. Oh man, listen. I done seen so much stuff when it come down to this election. Everybody want to be the top dog. Everybody want to be the top dog.
Everyone wants to be the shot caller.
And they will step over you and don't care. They would, I done seen this the most black, I know this politics, these some of the most blackmailing people I ever seen. They will create chaos to show you, see, people gonna believe me what I say. I done seen it. I done sat up here and watched the game people play. I done watch people who I thought would never talk again, and I do be happy when people get back to talking. But they'll be back talking, but the person still be playing games.
Yeah.
I done seen it. It's nothing I'm not telling you. I'm telling you what I done seen covering this politics, how the game they play. And don't let you be the one you be up. Meaning, say you get in there, you be the darling of the town.
For
You
5
get in that
minutes.
council seat, you get, your I'm just saying, man, it's such a it's like back in high school, the popularity contest, and it's crazy that they're allowing all the mayhem that's going on up in here down from residency, trying to get the recalls deal right. Like they say, the clerk office losing recalls, 6 of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't
6
mean
people.
nothing. Didn't mean nothing.
Then 22, they had several open canisters of recall ballots, or not recall ballots, of absentee ballots.
Didn't mean nothing.
Didn't mean a damn thing. I saw one person. I remember Dr. Weaver called and asked if I would go meet up with Art while they were doing that. I'm like, all right, cool. Ain't met Art at that point. Step in there. He greets me. I'm like, yeah, Dr. Weaver called. We sit there and watch. 3 out of 4 people at that table said those ballot boxes being open were not a big deal. One person did, and he was eventually told, look, you have to certify anyway.
Fact, because they weren't gonna let you break the law. I mean, they was mad at my man when he even contested it, but it had to be approved.
Had to be certified, and it drives me nuts. They're saying that legally you have to certify. Well, then why am I even here if it's a foregone conclusion that I must certify? I want to dispute. I dispute. No, you can't do that. Well, then what's the point of this then? Sitting there lying to the man.
That's what I'm saying. See them the
If you
games.
don't certify, you're going to jail. What?
And did it? Remember, y'all had it live recorded.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to the young lady.
Mm-hmm.
All this information they be got. Like I say, even look at all the recalls that got put in. Look at all the times people were suing for the charter violations under the Weaver administration. How many sued for the charter violations up under this administration?
Flint doesn't even have an ombudsman. Flint hasn't had a permanent, mind you. Shasta Little was appointed for the longest time, but they still kept interim on her.
They ran Tanea Dorsey, y'all.
They kept interim on her name, but no one sued the city for lack of ombudsman. No one sued the city for not appointing leadership for what, 2 years now?
No, they're not going to do it because you know what? The people like this mayor that's up in there. That's why.
You could sue the city for injunctive relief. You don't need to take money for it, right? But I think the biggest thing is that the powers that be, the money men behind everything, and Flint wanted Weaver out. You don't have the financial backers or the people that even think about it because, okay, I've got billions of dollars. I have to make sure I keep getting my billions of dollars. Well, the city's not playing ball with me right now. So I'm going to find some plebeian with a slight name off the street, give them the idea, and then pay for their lawyer. And that's how they do it. I mean, but right now they're down with Neely. They're happy with the chaos in council, so they're not going to go do that.
Yeah, why would you replace your horse when you're getting everything you need right now?
Right? Like if I got a field horse that's helping me plow a field, as long as that horse is healthy, no problem.
Yeah, and if they can get their person that they need, man, it's going to be continue. He's going to be able to continue to do what he did.
And this time, the Weaver administration, it showed that if that horse ain't doing what you want, they'll take it to the glue factory. In her case, it was a recall, and then 2 elections worth of her just getting beat down in terms of the money game. I think she raised a quarter of what Neely did in 22. A quarter. That is a harsh financial blow to try running on when your opponent can throw 4 times as much money out. Think about it like this. For every 1 commercial Weaver could buy on television, Neely could buy 4 more. you get drowned out quick. That's why she is relying on her ground game, but Neely could afford to pay people for his ground game. How do we think this election is going to go with anyone running against him? The man, I believe we saw he's up to $500,000, if not more right now. How are you going to raise enough money between when you file to run and primary day? Or hell, we'll even extend it out to general election day.
It's possible, though. You know why?
It's possible if you have the right backers. But for the most part, he's got those strong backers for him.
Reason I say it's possible, I done seen what the Democratic Party has lost. Just look in New York. But Mandani probably did. He had the people behind him. See, that's what the difference. Whatever candidate can get the people behind him, you can beat you can beat the money. It's just if you don't got the following, it's going to be hard to beat him. And in the clerk office,
the people come with money though, and New York has people with a lot of money. I mean, hell, standard cost of living there is, I believe, in three digits, or sorry, 6 digits. Right? The cost of living there is pretty expensive. But if you can make yourself pretty well in New York, you've got more money to throw as compared to Flint. If you're just scraping by in Flint, you're scraping by it. You're somewhat comfortable at $45,000.
What I'm saying is he had the Democratic Party behind him. Como, he had Mandani was fighting against the establishment. Remember, he won the primary, and they still tried to run Chris. Andrew. They tried to run him in as a write-in.
What I'm saying is, I want to look at the finances, but I think Mandani had more money just because the people were able to put it behind him. Whereas in Flint, there aren't enough people to put money behind you. You have to have financial backers. And to get the people behind you, you have to spend money in the first place. I mean, it's just standard politics. You have to pay to get your name out there. Hell, even we aren't free.
You know what, Alan? I can agree with you. My bad. He said, in my opinion, Neely passed out opera money across the major influences and civic leaders in Flint. So now it's payback during the election season.
Take a look at which churches received ARPA funds for whatever project they were doing, whether it was feeding homeless or blight cleanup, whatever the hell, any church that received ARPA funds. Now see who gets to speak and who gets invited to speak at their church days, at their congregations, and then see if equal time is given to their opponent.
I can't wait.
I can damn near promise you that the bishop.
Oh, they're gonna be at his church.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna, because they know coming to his church, he's not gonna let people question them in any form or fashion.
Look at what happened to Mr. Jeb. He stepped into that church politely, peacefully, with a camera, just gonna record. Sit down and get the message. See if he vibes with this guy. He was asked to leave. The drummer of the church band was ready to fight him.
Well, you gotta
imagine being someone running against Neely now. Is that same drummer going to threaten to fight you if you're running against Neely?
Well, you gotta understand, they felt from that aspect of it that Jed came. Jed came, and and they felt offended because it was already.
I believe he's also a fairly well named in the Kojic church world.
Who? Chris, the bishop.
Yep.
Jed. Oh no, I'm just saying. But to me, like a lot of people felt threatened by Jed and how his politics, how he came with his protest. It threw a lot of people off. People was really hurt by it. They felt offended how Jed came. I'm just telling you.
Yeah,
they felt offended.
But what I'm saying is, do you think they'll feel offended if someone is running for mayor and talking poorly about Neely and the job that he's done? Will they kick them out? Let's just for a second pretend that Tony Burns runs. If she were to go there,
No, I don't think nothing will happen, but I don't think he invited.
I don't think she's going to get permission to speak to the congregation as to why she should be elected mayor.
I mean,
Whereas Neely definitely will with the 16 crosses he wears.
well, if they had a forum, I don't think she would not, because certain stuff you're not going to be able to do. Just think about it when they had the thing over there at damn, what was at Mott Park, when they had Dr. Weaver was there, when they had, and Mays was there.
Thought Mays wouldn't show up because he never missed a council day.
Yeah, and they thought Mays wasn't gonna come there and battle. Sometimes you can't stop what somebody doing.
Oh, what the hell?
Herb legalized, okay. I've been seeing Herb and they've been coming in here. I just look at it like this. Far as you got your people who will try to protect him, because I remember when he was I forgot where he had a thing at, when it in at Chris Martin Church, when Reverend Threlkill got up and said, "Well, I got to write it down, and you gonna pick and choose who can ask questions." Now on that, they probably not gonna let the mayor, because Chris, they doing good business.
Dude,
I ain't gonna say the Lord work, but they doing some work. So Chris will have to protect him. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, all of the forums and meet and greets and Q&As are like that. Clack got in trouble and asked to leave after asking an honest question. And it wasn't even a trap question, like a trick question. It's just a, hey, this is going on. You know, what's X, Y, and Z about it? Well, it gives him a long-winded speech, gives him the runaround, and then he's asked to leave. Like, what the? You were there.
Yeah, but that's because you have to understand he don't want to be showed up. The mayor don't want to be showed up, and that's how it's like, in a sprinkled down to certain council members. Like, you can't show me up. I'm just telling you, this is what it is. Like, you know, that's why when Jed came, and I'll say it again, was nobody mad about Dougie Fresh going in people mailboxes? Legal, didn't that? And I thought that was illegal. You can't go in people mailboxes.
That's a 5-year sentence for every count.
But it was all right. It was wrong for what Jed did. But you don't think the mayor set up and called these? They already told you the type of individuals they is. If the mayor called, they gotta listen. This ain't nothing what Mickey said. This what came out of their mouth. They'll tell you what, oh, the mayor called me. This ain't nothing what Mickey said. That's why you can look at that school board and you don't see it's dysfunctional from the top to the bottom. Y'all can't see it because a lot of these people are cool with them, and I'm not mad when I be seeing these
schools. I've got pity for two groups in the schools. That's it: the teachers and the students. Everyone else is part of the game.
Right, it's just full of games. But I be seeing this stuff when I'm like, oh, we doing the work. Like, I down there be so disgusted when I see the school board president putting, anytime I see her doing this, and I'm sitting up here and got people who work in the school system sitting up there saying how bad it is. And I'm sitting up here when you can hear about kids graduating kids at a 4th grade level. And it's like, are you serious? Then when you even hear, then when they do have voices on there, they not shut them down. Yeah, like Clack, they tried to quiet him. Like, let me say, Miss Melanie Relaford. They like when she, you know, they wanted to paint her out as she was, you know, it's just the games that they play, from the president to the vice president, and she can keep her some followers. But these people this is the game that they play. But these are people you got in leadership. This on the school board. I'm not trying to knock the superintendent. Hey, get your coins. Do what you keep doing because they're allowing you to do it. But when she went behind, and she was the vice president at this time, Clark was the president, she went behind his back and renewed the contract. But then nobody see nothing wrong with that.
Oh, remember, there is
nothing wrong with that.
Nice teacher who brought up some valid points and criticisms about the school board and the school district as a whole. And a grown-ass man was harassing her in the parking lot, had her backed up against her car, feeling threatened. Like, so if they can't shut you down in public or, prevent you from talking, it seems like there's a undernote of violence. If you rock the boat too much, things may happen.
Yeah.
And in city council's case, you've got cops willing to remove you, press charges on you, throw you away for a while. Or if that doesn't work, they've got a dude with a gas can somewhere willing to go burn down an entire ass church. We haven't seen the pastor from that church pop up in a while. The first one, Matthew Hogue Smith, right?
Mm-hmm.
It seems like the man's been cowed, and I don't blame him. They're threatening to burn down your livelihood and where you're doing your work. I'd be quiet too. Hey, I can get work done at least.
And Alan, I agree with you. But that's the point that I'm saying right there, Trevor. That's the point that I'm saying. Like, when you see this, just don't forget about it. That was a man finna fight a woman, trying to intimidate a woman in the parking lot. So let's don't act like this ain't new. Where you see Ben, far as the some of the stuff that be going on. Don't get me wrong. And that was a woman there with this individual.
Mm-hmm.
That's seeing this. So I don't want to hear none of this, that stuff when you can condone it on that. That's why you see it's not took serious now, because see a lot of stuff be condoned. Is I'm not the one to put it out there, but a lot of this stuff be condoned that they be letting going on. These so-called people, believe me, somewhere in there, some other individual have let stuff slide. But then when they get mad at you, they gonna hold it, then they try to put it out there on you. That's why I keep saying I don't know, you know what I'm saying, how this election season gonna go, or who gonna get in there and who should get in there. I don't know who should get in there, to be honest with you. Only the people should know. But if any of them people have played games, they should not be in them seats. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you have played game and did all type of madness, I do not care. It might be better you be on the outside. You can be a little more fair. Because when you didn't play games and did things, no. Yeah, it's a council meeting today. We'll be on that. Hopefully they have it up. Miss Lenore will be on.
Here's the fun thing. I just looked it up. Total available to appropriate being Flint Community Schools budget. $127,980,450. How are you failing the kids that bad with $127 million fucking dollars for the 2024-2025 budget?
Easy.
No. How are you legitly failing the kids?
That's even way more easier.
It's not legitimate. That's how.
Yeah, but that tell you all you need to know. They go spend the money. That's like that one lady, trustee Melanie Relaford. Because I do be listening to Joyce when she talk. Trustee Melanie Relaford, when she said we get these programs and what do we approve on, they know how to go spend that money. Then we don't know if it's kickbacks being,
a lot of those programs. When I spoke with Clerk for one of the first times, and I pointed him toward the budget and the audit, there were programs for these kids that weren't tracking attendance, receiving thousands upon thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Wow. Some of them weren't even showing up to have the program. They got paid and disappeared. Some of these proposals were written in pencil and tried to be turned into the school board. But at that time, Clerk had just come on and rejected that. Like, no, do this
Mm-hmm.
properly. I'm wanting to see their audit report after Clerk got off the school board. Because it's going to go right back to it has to be on their website.
No, they're not a hide. They're gonna hide the
they're gonna hide the corruption better.
Yeah, they go. Clerk said facts. They're gonna hide it just like the city council hide the inaccuracy in this accounting. Stuff happens. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying, this is they're gonna come up with excuses. But this is the type of people that the Flint is electing to these seats. I don't understand how Joyce even got in there. Like I said, the way they didn't sit up here and let Laura get away with attacking these women of color is downright diabolical. But she couldn't do it if you didn't have people like Joyce and her minions that's going along with that. When Tariq Teray King got called a boy, that should have been handled, nipped in the bud, like how they wanted to crucify Dennis ass. Same thing when Judy said I dated a cup. That you should have went the same way and did the same thing. But see, they don't do that, and I blame, and that's where I fall out with the other blacks up in there, down to the administration, to the mayor, and them. No, you supposed to call that shit in the check. But see, they'll check everything else, but check that. Just like when them officers was up there, I'm just saying when they was taunting and what's the name. I'm not saying what Ed can't do. I can't say what Clyde them can't do, but you can say, look, fellas, you know that's not a good look. When you don't say nothing, it's like you going along with it. Then when something happened, because I done seen this story before, something had been to happen to their loved ones, and they'd be out there with Kente coughs on. Oh, this is they wrong. No, y'all been letting people slide with shit like that. If you didn't nip it, that's what I'm saying. Fine, Dennis got crucified. And I'm not here to say if it was right or wrong. I'm just saying, I feel like Judy should have went through the same thing. I don't see nothing different. I feel like Judy, but we let stuff like that slide. Even like with the college board, you let stuff. They can sit up here and say these people have questionable backgrounds. You know what we do? Let it slide. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Clerk said, no, we did bring that issue up in the meeting. Teray wrote a letter and presented it. That was when he got voted out as vice president.
Yeah, they dusted it underneath the rug and then punished him for having the audacity to be offended for being looked down on.
So he fell in line then. That's basically what happened. He fell in line. Like, no, you can't let that slide. Even if he got put out of that, it should have been made an issue about it. But guess who right back in another? She's still on the school board. She get to play her games. Because people thought they saw her put her knee down, got on her knee, and wear a Black Lives Matter shirt. We supposed to be like, oh, she with us. I'm just telling you the craziness that we sit up here and go for. It's like some of the stuff that we go for, but it's our own who's allowing that to go. So all I can tell you is our own. Michelle Mary, I don't know. All I know is they study saying they graduating kids is reading at a 4th grade level. That is downright unacceptable.
I also just saw that because I'm going through their most recent audit report. Mm-hmm. After school or extra teaching, right? So scholastic programs, they spend $15 million on. How are you spending $15 million and you're still graduating kids at such a low rate, such a low literacy level, such a low mathematics level? Like, mathematics are the key to any job, any decently well-paying job, but you have to be able to read to learn mathematics. If you can't read, you can't do math. And if your math is piss poor, you're not getting a job. I wouldn't even let you run a register at McDonald's. That's just to be honest with you. If you can't do math, I can't use you for 90% of the jobs out there.
And good morning, Cicero. That's the point that I'm making. I guess they just getting them ready to work at McDonald's. Is that
like maybe a fry cook, because you're not working that register.
Yeah, it's just downright, and they know what they're doing when they underfunding the inner city schools. They know exactly, but
it's not underfunded. 127 million.
But what is they spending the money on? But what? How's they books?
Yeah, I'm not saying that they're putting it right, but the Flint Community Schools is well funded. It's just how they're spending those funds is ludicrous.
Look, they building new schools. The Flint schools was already having heat problems. Just think about it. They had
heating and cooling.
Wasn't it mold in one of the schools where the teachers was getting sick up in there? Look at the working conditions that they had these people, and they're supposed to be like, hey, you'll be all right. No different than you look at council, they over there saying it's mold in the police. But what about the inmates? Is it mold where they at too? Where's like what type of condition? I mean, there's so
I
many.
don't know. The county runs that one.
Mm,
That's something to ask Chris. Never mind. Don't ask him.
I'm not.
No. Nope. Not playing with law enforcement. Good morning, Chris. How you doing?
Denise, they will break that. They will break that up. Believe me, what I'm telling you. What you saying to Miss Biggs, to Arthur Woodsons, and to Maurice Davis. If you don't think they wouldn't, I'm not saying they will find a way to split that up. Believe me, what I'm telling you. Believe me. They damn sure they don't want Miss Biggs on there because Miss Biggs don't fit their criteria, meaning that she gonna go along with the get along. That's their problem. All they do is go watch the last election. It was the reason they didn't want Miss Biggs on there. And I get what Mark Hutchins be saying. You got to look for the vote splitter. I get it. Miss Biggs, listen, when they made, and I'm not saying Miss Biggs is the next Eric Meggs. Let me say that. But in raw form, she gonna tell you how she feel, and they don't want nothing like that. And it was by no mistake. My own cousin Quincy told you that, like, I'm not voting for nobody like that in that seat. And he meant it.
Or anyone controversial.
They don't want that no more. They don't want that up there. They don't want nobody calling them out. That's what you imagine? They not gonna want Miss Biggs up in that seat coming up there calling them out on the BS that they doing. They don't like that. Do you think Davina like that she been challenged by Miss Biggs? Davina don't like that. You ain't seen nobody else win and did it. Don't get it twisted. There's people who want Davina in there. It might be 2 or 3 on there who probably see the BS, but it's more. And I think the percentage is probably 85 that want to keep Davina in there. They like how this thing is rolling. They know if they go get a new clerk and you can be elected, that means you can be recalled. Then that means you can have pressure put on your ass. They like this because it's some on the other side probably like, listen, Davina could be a good tool. She'll work with you. You know, I'm not gonna never say don't nobody see it like that. Let's be honest. They want these people because they figure one day it might go in their favor. That's what they're doing. It might go in their favor. I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? They might get control of the clerk office. You know what I'm saying? But what can they give? What bargain chips that they have? You know what I'm saying? Neely had the opera money and the mayor office and connections. You see, ain't nobody going to jail for the stuff they did. You had a woman allegedly come on here and do absentee ballots, was filling them out, turned them in. She's in that seat. Ain't she going to court for that too, if I'm not mistaken? As the councilwoman in the 3rd Ward tied up in some stuff?
I don't know. She's been quiet about it, as she should, because court proceedings, and I haven't heard the city talk about it, and we haven't seen her representation talk about it. So
yeah, that's why I put allegedly on there. I'm just saying, you look at so much controversial stuff that's been going on, even with the 7th Ward. Allegedly, they saying she wouldn't stand where she was at. That's what I'm saying. It's like you see it, and it's like, damn. Yeah, but I mean, Alan, here it goes down.
It's a federal crime, but you have to have someone willing to
they not gonna tell
arraign you for it. You have to have someone willing to charge you for it. Welcome to Flint.
Yeah.
Unless you're a plebeian talking about, certain council members that in a way they don't like, or you're trying to bring attention to Flint and for things that need to be fixed, but they don't want fixed. No one's arraigning you. No one is charging you. I mean, hell, Art took an arrest and what was it, a 24-hour hold for having a fucking tripod at city council. If they can be that harsh on him for a fucking tripod, and yet we have plenty of questions about 2 elections, just video evidence of mismanagement, possible fraud, but we ain't seen no federal crime there. I mean, come on.
Just listen. Allie Hokenroder got caught up for perjury and got a job.
Yes. Literally, she got called out by the judge for perjuring herself and didn't see any fucking handcuffs.
How did that go?
She got a better paying
let's
job.
get down to the DDA. What about the young lady? Took her, whoever it was allegedly, took on shopping spree on courtesy on the taxpayers of the city. What happened? $20,000 check come, miraculously come. She go to Fenton and get it. Drive from Detroit to Fenton. Like I saw all this information.
What about the other one that only has to pay $50 a month?
For the housing commission. This ain't nothing what Mickey said. This is the evidence that's been presented through the councilwoman, Tanya Burns, and dropped all this information, came through with all type of good information for the people. And guess what happened? Nothing. What Liddell do? Oh, no, we don't want to do an investigation. We're going to give him the money. Judy,
if I go to Walmart and I were to, say, steal a set of weights, the cops don't care if I'm coming back to give them money or give them the weights back. I've already left the point of sale. My ass is going to jail. But as long as city council says it's okay. Last I heard, city council has no say in dropping charges on a motherfucker. Last I heard, that was on the police discretion and on the prosecutor.
Yeah,
so why the hell does Liddell get to say, oh, we're just going to let him pay back? No.
Right.
Where's Leighton?
And she get called decorum. Oh, you got to have decorum. She got up out her seat, sat over there by Dennis to cause problems. Candace was in on it too, be talking shit. Jump did all of that. And all the stuff they have done. But see, that's me. But like I said, I'm not a politician. Me, is no way that I could be smiling up there with him. There's no way we could be doing this when we know the water is poison. And like I say, remember the councilman in the first ward. Remember, he made the news because he was cleaning up the housing board. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? That Channel 12. He was a darling of the city.
Man, I want to see compliance reports for the city of Flint the same way that the school board has to have compliance reports from an outside auditor. Because I'm going through their 2022 compliance report right now, and
See what Winter just put. She said, "Why you think they are stacking the ENA board all of a sudden? Something is coming down the pipeline, but I'm aware. Yeah, because ain't nothing gonna happen to them."
Right here, we did find one situation where an employee was truly overpaid about $15,000. I want to see things like that coming out on the Flint budget. I want to see an independent auditor hitting that Flint budget. Where the fuck is your money going?
You know where it's going. All you do is look
Someone's
at the profits. Winters, I agree with you, but you know what? Ain't nothing gonna happen. What was happening when they was on there? Joe King let somebody sign his name electronically.
Literally forged his name, and it's electronic. It's still fucking legal, old man.
Yeah, and that slid. It slid.
It's still on a legal document.
What happened to that investigation?
It never even got started. It wasn't even thought to start. Yeah, you went to ask the man, hey, someone illegally used your name to get something done that goes against the will of the board and the will of the city. It's electronic.
But see what it is. Joe King might have been having contracts with the city. See, you don't know. See, these people, like certain things be going on, so they gonna let it slide. He probably, allegedly, whoever probably like, we'll make it up. He got contracts. He was not gonna let that slide. That's just like when they broke the Open Meetings Act. That didn't even come up on there. Yeah, but you know what, Winters? He been controlling that ENA board for investigations coming on there. That ain't even with them putting it on there. With nothing gonna happen.
I don't think he honestly cares about the ENA board. I think that's just a dog and pony show. Because the ENA board, if you take a look at the powers they have, they can't do shit. They can't remove a council person.
No.
They can't remove mayor. They can't have charges pressed. You know what they can do? They can write a pretty letter and recommend to council.
A love letter.
And you want to know what council can say when they receive the official letter of recommendation? They can just wad it up, throw it in the trash, use it as shit paper. They can just ignore it.
And if they
ENA has no fucking power.
If they do stack it, they're gonna put the ombudsman he want in who he know gonna block it. He not gonna let it come in. That's why they
And
got
even an
Shasta out.
ombudsman, all an ombudsman can do. Let's be serious here.
Now they gave the ombudsman power when they thought his ass wasn't gonna win. They wanted the ombudsman in to be able to handle Weaver's ass.
Look at the
Let's be
actual
honest.
powers the ombudsman has to investigate, correlate a report, and then send that report to another entity such as state police to follow up, investigate, and possibly do something.
No, she.
That's it.
Yeah, B. Marie. No, she's part of that class. She know what it is. She know the rules they've been breaking. I seen when she got on William ass, when she got on his ass before. No, you the president. This is what you supposed to do. When they wasn't getting what they needed, she was trying to sit up there like she had to tell him. She know, but she'd say, I'm not in my official capacity of being a lawyer. Anytime you thinking, beloved, you thinking from a lawyer perspective. See, that's when people act like, oh, I turn it off. No. Anytime you having conversation, you're going to come from that lawyer perspective.
Anytime you have training in anything, your perspective is now changed to it. A doctor is always thinking like a doctor. Yeah. A lawyer is always thinking like a lawyer. A pilot's always thinking like a pilot. A soldier is always thinking like a soldier. You can't just say, I'm not in my official capacity. All right, fine. You're not in your official capacity, but you know what's right and what's wrong, what's legal and what's not.
And that's the game that they play. But they play because they think the people, because I went to school, I'm more, because they really think, look, you didn't have to have such a hell of an education when you got into General Motors. See, they think they dealing with fools. That's why you can hear the mayor say, but them ain't number talking point. Oh, yeah, the black, they got an attention span of this. Because them studies that they did with certain ones, but go to the ones who ain't thinking like that, and that's how they crush them down. They try to turn. That's why Jed was a big thing. They didn't want, regardless how you like Jed or not, or whatever the allegations they wanted to say, they didn't want Jed coming up here showing people, no, this is how you go about it. That way probably not working. Then they didn't want that attention brought on that water. That's why you saw people looking at Dougie Fresh getaway going in your mailbox. Somebody signing Joe King name electronic, but one thing he was smart about, he wouldn't let them put that P card in his name when he was responsible for it, because he's like, shit, one of y'all spin it and say this came from over here. He was thinking on that aspect of it. But
he's all about covering up the stuff, but he's also all about covering his own ass.
Yeah, and that's what it was. Joe liked that money. You thought Joe was just gonna drive up here like Joe ain't had no deals on the line. That's what Joe probably know. The end of his deals was running out. It's time for me to go. Joe wasn't hopping, driving back from down south. You know what I'm saying? He a young, older man, but he wasn't finna keep doing that for nothing. Shit. His thing is he trying to build legacy. He building something if he got kids or whatever. Like, you don't know. He might be building something, leaving something for the grandbabies. But these is the people that you dealing with. Like, that should have been a whole mess. Even Trishelle knew about that. The ENA board member, she knew about that was illegal what the mayor did, but she was not gonna say nothing about it. They won't say nothing about it. They, it's the back to the Davina. We're gonna let 2026 sort it out.
Except that's not how law works. That's not how any of this fucking works, lady. I don't know. I've got so much to say about her, but so little I can actually say, because it just turns into insults at some point.
Nah, but that's what it will when you know. But that's how gangster they is up there. That's why I be talking about that little the Timu Boulay here. You know what I'm saying? They feel they didn't came up, they didn't made it where we can sit over in these chairs and be around these people. I didn't came here, I'm this and that, but you looking
I get to sit next to a billionaire and I've got maybe an extra 4 or 5 digits in my account. Whereas, and they're happy with that. Whereas you go other places, those actual people in control, actual gatekeepers, got millions or billions in their account. And the Flint folks think that they're on the same level. No, you're doing the same shit, but you're getting paid peanuts. You're a fool both ways. Sorry.
Facts, B. Marie. I'm just telling y'all facts. I'm just saying when you seeing how, but this is the game that they play. This the game. Only here can they be kings and queens. Nowhere else. Because when nobody go for that little small time chump change they playing. Only here can they feel like they really great. Only here. Only here, but they don't care. But I'm telling you, when it's they loved ones to be lost, you're gonna start seeing something different being said. But people don't care until it hit their home or it hit their family. You know what I'm saying? That's what it takes for them to have it. And that's crazy that it have to take something like that for them to start want to speak up. That's just my humble opinion. Got any last words you want to say, Trevor? We got 2 hours.
I don't know if you want us to doing live commentary during council tonight, but I will be in the comments talking shit. So please join us tonight for the live stream. Talk some shit in the comments with us. Have some fun. But remember, we also have to keep it somewhat friendly so we don't lose the channel. Because as far as I know, 810 is the only place giving you guys real news in Flint. So let's not jeopardize that. No threats, no violence, none of that. But yeah, well, let's be sure to keep an eye on things. I look forward to seeing you guys there. Reminder, we are trying to get up to $50,000 this year. Get a brick and mortar. If you guys can go ahead and donate, much appreciated. Doesn't have to be $5 Friday for you to throw $5 at us. And then finally, just keep interest up. We are trying to put together a candidate forum for all the candidates, whether we like them or not. A nice, open, honest discussion for all of them to speak their mind and that people get to know.
Facts, family. And man, no, because Winter's daughter got a game tonight.
Oh, okay. So
no, it won't be.
Join us in the live chat and shit talking.
Yeah. I'll probably be in. I'll be in there, but I ain't gonna be here. I'll be at the. I'm gonna do it from the crib. So
that's
right here, me pop in and talk junk until council come on. You heard?
We heard.
So tune in. She said.
Mott Foundation is giving $600 to help Flint neighborhoods.
Put that in your hat for later. Sure will. Peace, family.
Later.